Hope everyone can hear me okay. And that the music is comfortable or at a comfortable level. And yeah, I hope that that's a good balance there. I hope you guys can hear the music well and I'm coming in loud and clear. Move it back just a bit, it looks like it could be. AR says, yeah, I'm better. Hopefully it stays that way. Hope you're well. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's been a lot of things have changed, and so it's been really, really busy recently for a number of reasons. All of them seem to be pretty good, but it's just been really, really busy. But I expect that I'll probably have a little bit more order to the chaos fairly soon. So that's I say fairly soon, very soon. I'm expecting some more order to the chaos. So I'm going to go ahead and move over. Let me move my headphones over there. And do this. There we go. Now I can hear a little bit better. Let's move it over. I think it's here, so hopefully this all works and you should be able to see my hands. Yes, you can. Can you see my hands? Beautiful. And you can see packs of playing cards, also beautiful. And I'm actually excited. I haven't done a shuffle sesh in a long time. It's been a month, I think, since the last one, so I don't expect a whole bunch of people to be here. It's been quite some time. Plus, I know the card pieces aren't everybody's bag, but I really wanted to perform. I thought it'd be fun to kind of do a performance and teach a principle or two, and then on top of that, I've got a new pack that I want to do an opening of here and kind of review a new pack that I haven't used, and so on and so forth. Just a lot of cool stuff, and I thought, why not? So Anna she said, do it. I said, okay, let's give that a shot. Audio has some delay. Huh. Let's take a peek at something real quick. One second. I'll give that a listen. Sometimes it's kind of like letting the muscles go. Oh, yeah, I hear it. Let's see. Yeah, let me take a quick peek at that, figure out what's going on here. Everything else seems to be muted. I bet I know what it is. See if this helps. I think part of it is my board here. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a technical issue, so I want to try and work that out real quick. I think it's the board here. So 1 second, let me scoot this over, and I'm going to just turn the board real quick, and then I will be right back. Quick test. And then test. There we go. All right, that should help fix everything up. So my board had an effect on it, which was tape echo and all that good stuff. So sorry about that. We got that removed. Echo is gone. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Oh, I'm sorry about all that. I missed all that. But I really appreciate it for you hanging in there. Let me get rid of this so I can see what's going on. Good. All right. Any which way, I was saying I hope that everybody is doing really well. It's been a long while since I've done these, and I figured I would do what I had originally wanted to do for this next shuffle sesh was take a compilation of videos that had card players CGI or card player cheats, things like that, and go and say, hey, this is what the comparison is, the real life versus the fake or fictitious. You know, this is what can be done, this is what can't be done, all that good stuff. Sadly, there we go. It's been ridiculously busy in that regard. It's been very difficult because, not just because it's been busy, but also because editing something like that is remarkably time-consuming, to the point of where it's very. So, I am planning on doing that. I am working on it, but you work for several hours, and you still only end up with 10 minutes of footage, and your average shuffle sesh is an hour, and you're looking for at least half an hour's worth because you're going to do the real life version of that. So that's going to give you, an hour, I guess. It's that kind of thing has been going on. So, all right, let me get warmed up real quick if everyone's okay with that. So today, at the moment, these are actually really, really cool. I'll show these off. These are for any card aficionados out there, these are the David Blaine VIP skull and crossbones. Now the case isn't correct. I have the actual case. The actual case is signed, so I don't use that case. I don't take that case out, but I do use the cards. So these are a David Blaine Split Spades deck of playing cards, which is there, but at the moment I'm using the skull and crossbones, which are really nice. So let's see if I can hold it back up so you guys can see it a little bit better, if it'll focus. Of course, for you guys, it's in black and white or grayscale, but these are actually gold on the back. And then that's a Jack of Spades. So you can see fronts are different. When I edited my Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, it took me a while, and that was just amateur editing on PS5, really basic. I had a newfound respect for editing after that, LOL. Yeah, I wouldn't say... I get that there's a profession. Editing, to be an editor can be there's a profession. But at the same time, I wouldn't say... I guess I should show this off too. It's a Joker. Really cool looking Joker. It's so much more difficult. Editing's so much more difficult than you think about it. Even just to do... when I did... And granted, my editing is also completely amateur. When I did the break in and spring 'em, like that video took me... I think, as short as it is, I think it took me 2 weeks of tweaking and editing and putting music in, and I think I worked on it for, and I say 2 weeks, I mean, it's not 2 weeks straight, but every day I worked on it for a couple of hours for the duration of, at least 2 weeks, I would say. So, but I always try to get better. I always want it to be something that eventually gets good. By the way, on your side of things, I mean, your stuff looks really good, so no worries there. That's the Joker there. Get to show that off. That's pretty cool. And I want you guys to be aware of something. So in this case, you guys are seeing the mirror image. This right here is my left. And in my camera, it shows that he's looking to the left, but on my broadcast is showing he's looking to the right. It's all weird. So, all right, let's get some shuffles in here real quick. Just get some practice. Limber up a little bit. Yeah, editing's tricky though, for sure. It's definitely time consuming, if nothing else. But yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad things are. I'm glad things are kind of looking less bleak, and I say that's not a good way to say it. I don't know how to say that. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I think that's the easiest place. I don't know how to encapsulate that. I'm glad everything seems to be doing better. I'm not the most remarkable wordsmith, sadly. I hope, or at least when I speak, I'm not. When I have time to write, it's a little bit better. But I'm glad that everything is better, or is looking much better. All right. So these are a little weird for anybody who is familiar, who watches this now or after the fact, who is familiar with cards. Let's get some odd cuts. Let me take this ring off for just a second. Okay, those are all table. One-handed cuts in here, some Charlier. Long cuts. Let's see if we can, I can't reach that one. Fans together. Packet flip. Okay. Let's try an impossible stack real quick. Hold on, let's try it again. Okay, that's a little bit better. Kind of limbering up a little bit. So these cards are a little bit weird just because these are, these are David Blaine cards. They're printed by Expert Playing Card Company. And that is a different feel from like a traditional Bicycle or United States Playing Card Company or even a Carta Mundi. But they slide really well. That's one of the things, they're really comfortable to put into, for example, here. King of Clubs. And then you can set that out and deal. They're really comfortable to put into Tenkai. So as I'm doing that, and of course the 4 is there. So I'm doing a lot of that kind of practice, a lot of those, especially if I get. So I'll show you. Obviously, if you've caught it, I'm doing a top down, and I'm holding out the queen right here. So this is an exposed view. Obviously, the best view for that would be right here, because from that view it would look a little bit more like. I mean, that's not perfect by any stretch because I'm doing it upwards to a camera, but maybe a little bit better than the other. I don't know why I don't put the camera at the... Well, I don't put the camera at the ideal angle because I don't... The whole point is to share something and show people what I'm doing, kind of let them know. So in this one I made a really interesting title, because it doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense in and of or by itself. So we'll see if I can demonstrate. There we go. And let's try a quick, here's a really nice one here. So you have the 6 of diamonds here. 6 of diamonds goes into the middle of the pack here. And I'll put the middle of the pack here into the middle of this pack. About like that. I'm going to sneeze really quickly. Excuse me. Alright, 6 of diamonds stays there. Now I'm going to take my hand, empty hand, and I'm just going to gently tap the 6 into the pack, and I'm going to square up. Just like that. Now you can take a look. As I'm doing this, it's not on top or bottom. That's the 5 of diamonds down there, but no 6. Okay. Check my watch, and as I do that, I get the 6. It's a very nice little smooth piece here. So 6 goes, whoops, 6 goes here. Again, just leaving it sticking out like that. And I will set it this time on the table. Okay. I'm not going to touch again. Assume we need the 6 of diamonds to win the game in this case. We'll flip that over and we have the 9 of diamonds, but I have that 6. Or, well, that's not quite the right 6. I guess I should probably do it this way. There we go. That was a top change. And that's why warm-ups are important. I am very rusty right now. Okay. There we go. All right. That's another thing too I need to really work on are my tops. So top, I have a king of spades here. The idea is that I take the cards, turn them over, and then switch the card while I'm doing that. You're supposed to do it on the offbeat. So if I'm looking for the king of spades, I would try and do that on an offbeat, but even still it's pretty obvious, I think. And it's supposed to be, as I have this here, I'm turning the pack. So I'm taking this right here, goes here, turning the pack, and then setting down that card. You're still supposed to do it on the offbeat. Okay. Alright, let's do a quick control, just to make sure I'm not completely out of it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a random card for control, and then I'll just do it's 4 of a kind. Queens? Aha, I like queens. So we'll do that. Queen, queen, and queen. There we go. 4 queens of a kind. I want to try it. This may not go really smoothly, but I'm going to try it as best as I can. I don't know how smoothly that could go, honestly. That's not going to work. We'll just do it like this. Let's try a pharaoh. Are these not traditionally cut? Let's see. I will say Expert Playing Card Company, while they make a good, I think they make a good card, they are definitely stiffer and slipperier than I'm used to. So it's just me getting used to these a little bit. I honestly think it'll be good, but like everything is so slippery. You can just tell. We'll try it. It's a couple good shuffles there at least. All right, top card's a 6, bottom's that ace. Cut the pack. Queen number 1. Shuffle. Cut. Top card's a 10, bottom still the ace in this case. I got lucky in that. Queen number 2. Mix. Cut. Top card's a 9. Bottom's a 6. Queen number 3. Shuffle. Shuffle. Cut. Top card's a 4. Bottom's a 2. Scratch my neck real quick. There we go. Cut. 4th queen. Alright, they're pretty, not bad. Little different, but they're not bad cards, honestly. They feel good, they just feel different than what I'm used to. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. Packets get a cut. We'll put these queens, mix them in here, and then we will go on to the next pack of cards. So we can actually do an opening on camera. So, and there's the pack we're going to be opening, doing an opening of on camera. These are still in cellophane, so I don't know if you can quite see it. Let's see if I can get the light to kind of glint off of it. A little bit, you can kind of tell, barely. These are the Black Lions. I don't know if you can see that really well. You probably just see the reflection of the light, but the Black Lions, there we go, very beautiful, by David Blaine. And the backs are these kind of cool, interesting spade, repeated spade. And it's just really pretty all around, honestly. Yeah, I like these. I think these are really nice. These are very cool. So, and my apologies, by the way, AR, if you're, I appreciate you coming and showing these support, so I hope that this, you know, doing a deck unveiling isn't remarkably unbearable. If it's not something that's that interesting to you, I do apologize. I don't want to bore you. Okay, so let's do, I don't see where there it is. Let's see here. Oh yeah, these are gorgeous from up here. Alright. So let's take a quick peek. Oh, there's some really cool tricks and secrets to this pack too. Okay. I don't see the end of the tab here. I see the entire tab, but I don't see the end of it here. So I'm gonna try and tear it from the little X flap up here at the top. There we go. Take that plastic and put it over here to the side. Hopefully I can get into these. There we go. They did make this one they did not make this one easy, I should say. There we are. Now I've got at least an opening to the cellophane tab. Now I can, there we go. Alright. These are actually quite nice. I'm going to put that over to the side. The box is really nice. It's a soft tuck, it looks like. And then it also looks like, this is really cool, there's a reveal on the box here. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Let me know if you can catch it. I'll give you a hint, it's in the negative space. Alright, if you haven't caught it, that's okay. So right where the tip of my finger is, if you take a look there, you can see the 5 of hearts. It's a neat little reveal built into it. So now take a look at the picture again as a whole. It kind of stands out to you once you know it's there, but if you didn't know it's there, it's not at all easy to tell. That's pretty cool. Alright, these have a special stamp. That's my apologies if you just heard a puppy yelp. That's a husky wanting inside, but not getting to. Alright, so we've got this. Really, really nice little tuck flap here. And yeah, these are nice. These are so nice. Alright. Let's open them up. I'm going to open them up so we see the backs first. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are beautiful. These are beautiful. So the tuck right here has also got like this holographic, picks the light up. AR says, be right back. Oh, no worries. No worries, AR. I appreciate you just for being here, bud. Oh, these are gorgeous. So the backs here, if you can see, they look grayscale. They're red, and they have the split spade on the back. Very, very nice. Very soft. Feel great. Here on this side, this little kind of abstract paint piece. I assume this looks to be a, and I could be wrong. I say it's abstract, but it looks like to me that if you tore this and you put it up into 4 pieces, you rearrange the 4 pieces, it looks like to me you would have a raven or a corvid or a blackbird. It's really, really cool. I don't know what it's for, but I like it. Okay, and then this is brilliant. So this is actually really cool. I'll show you this. This is super, super cool. So if you take a look at this, I'm going to move this right here. This picture right here, you guys are probably seeing this from a distance, is a what you are seeing, what I'm seeing on the, this is crazy. What I'm seeing on the camera and what you're seeing and what I'm seeing here in real life, 2 completely different things. So cool. So you're probably seeing, I'm assuming, this David Blaine's face here, yeah? And I look in my camera and I am also seeing David Blaine's face. However, when I look at the actual card, I'll show you what I see. I can see the lion, and color makes this so much different. Whoops, see if I can do it that way. Because the black and white right there, but you see the lion details. So now when I move the card back down, those all go away. The lion details go completely away. And now you're just seeing David Blaine. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite optical illusions I think I've ever seen. I really like this. Yeah, if I hold it far enough away from myself, I can see just David Blaine's face. The fine details of the lion, can't see those at all. But the minute that I move it up close, see how it's out of focus? Now let's let it focus. And that lion cut back. Oh, hey, AR, I'm showing off something that I find really, maybe this is nerdy, but I find it really cool. This little, I was showing off, this is a new deck. I've never been into this pack before. I just opened it. And it's really, really, really cool. And I'm really nerding out over it a little bit. This is so cool. All 3 of the packs today are David Blaine packs. Because I wanted to try those. Last time I was using Daniel Madison packs. I have some Alex Pandrea packs. These right here are David Blaine, and these are so cool. I was showing this card right here for whatever reason. It seems to be a bird, but you have to, in order to get the bird out of it, you have to tear it, fold it and tear it into 4 pieces, and then put those back in order, which is really odd. I don't know why it's in there, but it's really cool either way. And then we have this Optical Illusion, which I've been nerding out over. Which is, if you look at this from here, from where you guys are, from where the camera is, you can see a pretty clear picture of David Blaine. And from on the camera I can too, but when I look close, and it doesn't do it justice, but if I do it close like this, and if the camera doesn't focus, it's definitely David Blaine, but if the camera will focus, you get these fine details of a lion. And so while you can kind of still see David Blaine, it looks much more like a lion. Come back out of focus or far away, the fine details go away. Clearly David Blaine again. And color, even though this is in black and white, I think your eye plays a little bit more of a trick on you when you can see in color, because this is so much trickier to the eye than it even seems to be on the camera. This is a really cool little addition too. I like that. That's super neat. I nerd out over cards. I really love clever cards, and these are clever. These are gorgeous. I love these. All right, so then what do we have next? Okay, we start in... oh, okay, we'll start here. Oh, and then we have Jokers. Okay, these are cool. Lion head, but in a female looking dress and on a chessboard, and the other one's the same thing with a reveal. Very, very cool. And then these are not in order, not in new deck order at least. These are, it looks like that these are a cut away from mnemonic stack, which would be, I think, this. Yep, I believe that's mnemonic order right there, actually. For anybody who's not familiar with mnemonic order, I can't spoil that. There is a book out there called Mnemonica by Juan Tamariz. If you are interested in mnemonic or a mnemonic stack, Mnemonica, Mnemonica is a Juan Tamariz genius piece of literature, and it's about $50 to buy the book if you can find it. But it's a highly, highly coveted book. So let's give these a... Oh, these are beautiful. These feel great. These feel absolutely phenomenal. And if I'm looking at it correctly, it looks like these might technically be marked as well. But the marking system on these are so clever, and it's so difficult I can't even spoil it. Because it's so difficult to show on camera. Even if you know the secret, it's nearly impossible to illustrate on camera, black and white, color or otherwise. It's just near impossible to illustrate. It's very, very cool. Man, these feel like a dream. These are really nice. I really like these. If you find a pack of, if you happen to want to start and you decide to pick up a pack of David Blaine cards, wow. I mean, this is what a pack of playing cards ought to feel like. There was a long time ago, I should say too, not that long ago, maybe it's been 15, 20 years. But, 15, 20 years ago, there was that big kind of debate, right? It was between, that's cool. I'll explain that in a second. But there was that big debate between, Chris Angel and David Blaine. And if I have to pick, obviously I think Chris Angel's a little bit, no offense, a little bit less relevant nowadays than he was back in the day. He did great for what he was supposed to do then. But then you had the David Blaine specials. And David Blaine had this really awesome book about that time come out called Mysterious Strangers. Really great. But if you took a pack of playing cards from each of them, right, the ones that they make, the Chris Angel playing cards and the David Blaine playing cards, I think I could say with great utility, if that encapsulated the entirety of their performances and who they were as performers in general, this is just this is not just a good deck of cards, not just a good magician's deck of cards. This is this is probably one of my favorite packs of playing cards. I mean, period. And I use cards almost every day in some capacity. And these are some of the best feeling playing cards I've ever used. I mean, these are so nice. If you're just playing with them, if you're just a card player, you're not really a performer, it may not make a big difference to you, and that's perfectly okay. But if you are looking for a luxury pack of playing cards, this is, you just can't beat this. These are, my Daniel Madison makes some of my favorites, and then of course I love Cardamundi B9 stock. But these right here are just, these are almost, I would say, the tip of the top, if not the tip of the top. These are beautiful. What I was giggling at, though, giggling is a funny word for that, is the court cards here are not traditional courts. I don't know who all of them are, but they are other performers. I believe they're either other performers or they are, they're either other performers or they are people, I guess, that would be close to David. But for example, I'll show you just kind of some of them. King of Spades is David himself, which is very cool. And then what I was laughing at is the King of diamonds. If you can tell that, that is actually Daniel Madison. So the pack that I was using in the last shuffle sesh, this is the guy that made those as well. So I didn't know these guys got along so well, but I guess they do. And I think David Blaine's been in a couple of Madison packs as well, so I guess that makes sense. It looks like, from what I can tell, it looks like there may be, I can't say, I don't know who all of these are. Like, it looks like there might be an Adam Wilbur here or someone like that, but this is very, very cool. These are so nice. So yeah, these are the black lines, and then I'll show you the other one just because, since we're doing this. So these are the black lines. If you do pick up a pack of playing cards, you want a luxury pack. These are worth it. Those are so worth it. And then on the other side I have the white lions, which is, I think, his slightly more known pack. And these are also brilliant. They're just kind of the opposite of these in color. So rather than having the dark backs, but on this one, he's got a just kind of standard ad card. And then he's got this really neat, I don't remember what they call it when something is one word one way, but here you have, is it real? And if I can get my finger out of the way. And then if I turn the card upside down like this, you can see it says magic. This is really, really cool. And then his information. I love these little like Easter egg. I don't know why I was about to say candy. And then these ones are the white backs with the red logo. So kind of the opposite, instead of the white logo with the red backs. These are really nice though. These also feel great. I hadn't really used them a ton. They're definitely a little bit fresh, so it'll take me some time to probably break them in. But yeah, these are great. And then these ones, I think these had a really cool, see if I can find this one here. And they're two jokers, but it's him with the sword, and then if you look at the shadow, it's him swallowing the sword. So really, really cool. These are awesome. Like, these are tip top if it comes to playing cards. If I ever do make a top 5, top 10 pack, top 10 decks, top 10, top 5, magician playing cards, whatever the case is, like, these are gonna, it will be no surprise to anyone when I do make it that these are gonna go up there in the top. Deservedly so, though. I feel like anybody who purchases a pack of these are gonna be pretty darn happy with that. Okay. There we are. Yeah, these feel great. They fan pretty darn well. Yeah, these are just gorgeous. Okay. So I was saying when I was performing, when I was, or a little earlier, I was saying I named this a kind of a weird, and you'll have to forgive my fumbling. Since these are fresh, these are a little bit easier to mess up with, so I probably will make some mistakes here. But if we take a look, I think I named this one, I can't remember the exact order, but I think I said jogging the steps to get to find the broken key. In most of the names that I have, it's either telling you what I'm going to be doing, or it's demonstrating nomenclature for moves that I'm going to show. And in this case, all of those things are words that I'm going to show off. So jogging is a thing. The stepping is also a thing. Broken, a break, or having a pack broken is a thing. And then key is another thing. So those are all 4 things that I'm going to go over for cheats and performers alike in this case. Yeah, I love these. I absolutely love these. These are so brilliant, my goodness. As decks go, this one scintillates beyond Magician's packs. I mean, this one absolutely outshines packs in general. My gosh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just sitting here ogling a pack of playing cards. That's a weird word for that. Admiring. There we go. That's a much better word. Okay. So, yeah, these are going to take a bit of getting used to at the same time, though. But they're fantastic. The fault is not the cards. They're new. They're fresh. It's me. It's my fault. I'm sorry. So I guess I'll start with the easiest, which I think is going backwards. Breaking so the key card principle, which is actually I think that's probably the easiest one, and it's used in Magic. I'll show you a small beginner trick that I don't particularly use. I think everybody teaches it, but I'll also show how it's used in a gambling situation as well. So key card, the principle of a key card is not at all new. It's a very old principle, and the idea is using a card that you can see to demark. Man, you're almost at 120 subscribers. Congrats! Aw, thank you so much, AR. I really appreciate it. You and people that have popped in, and people like obviously yourself, Omega, Ace, Thumb Brothers, Vidi, obviously my mods, which have shown who've gone above, I believe, gone above and beyond for support, showing support, as well as have been remarkably patient with the changes that I've had to undergo and all this other stuff, and just have helped me every step of the way. So while I am appreciative of every subscriber I have, I feel like that number would be substantially lower had it not been for additional support of people like yourself. Like, I really appreciate your help in this. And I really appreciate everybody who's subscribed in general too. I will say that just because you did choose to click a button that says that you're, willing to be notified when a video comes up here every once in a while at very least. So I think that's really awesome. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. So a key card is the demarcation of a card you don't know with a card you do know. So I'll show you a magic trick that gets used. I don't use this magic trick. Most people don't really use this anymore. It's when you get creative with techniques and basic tricks that you start really becoming a beast at your craft. So the way that the trick used to work, the beginning, is you would have a pack mixed. You can have the spectator mix it. You can mix it yourself or a combination. It doesn't matter. I'm the only one here right now in terms of physically. So I'm going to do it myself, but you can have a spectator do it. And then you spread the cards to them if you know how to ribbon spread. If you don't, you can fan them out and let them pick any card they want. We'll say this one. Okay. Now, if I showed the camera, I'd be cheating because I can see what's on the camera. I'm not going to turn this card over for just now. I am going to show you the principle, and then I'll reveal it, and I'll show you the principle again face up with a revealed view. We don't know what this card is, but we do know, as they're looking at this card, as they peek, right, that we can see all of these cards. And apart from the Joker, we know that all of these cards are unique. Right, so the Joker's not a good example, but as I square up the pack, if I turn the cards over and I look and see that ace, I know that that's the only ace of clubs in the whole pack. So then if I ask them to put their card on top, and I cut the pack once, twice, or even 3 times, doesn't matter how many, if I fan the pack back out or spread the pack back out, I don't need to know what their card was, so long as I can find my card, the ace of clubs here. And then I know that my ace of clubs was on top of the top card, which was the 7 of diamonds in this case. And this would have been the selected card. I'll show that again, but I'll show it with a revealed view so you can see I'm not just talking out of my tail end. pack gets mixed, spread, card is selected. Now this time we'll see the card. This is the 9 of hearts. Bottom card is the King of Clubs, but I could get that, by the way, through doing a ribbon spread and turnover. Right? I could see that King of Clubs. And then if I ask that 9 to go back on top, and I cut the pack once, or twice even, or 3 times, 4 times, doesn't matter how many times or how little I cut this pack, as long as I cut it once. After I spread the pack, all I need to find is that King of Clubs, which is right here. And if you see, you can see that that 9 is right there underneath the King of Clubs. So this is called using a key card. This is a principle that we call a key card principle. And the key card principle is simply that. The card that you can see demarcates the card you didn't. Two, 10. If I cut the pack, the 10 is on top of the 2 now. So now I see that I know what their card is. Now how does this come in handy with something like how could this come in handy with something like hustling or gambling in that case? Yet again, without looking at the card that I have here, if I know what the bottom card is, 9 of clubs, and I cut the 9 of cards. Let's assume for the sake of argument too. Let's do it again. I don't know what this top card is, but I know what this bottom card is, right? So I could have a packet right here, ready to go for whatever reason. Jack of spades is my key card, and cut that thin. Then I know after I see the jack, I know that the next card in that pack is outside of my packet. So I know to refresh again. I'll know that the minute the cards are thrown back out. I'll know my packet's back out of stack, or it's been exhausted, or whatever the case is. And then I'll have to go back into quick stack. So key cards, that's the key part. Yet again, just having that. Other ways to peek are also not just using the bottom card, especially yet again for trick or for otherwise, is having a card that you don't know, like this one, and then having, if you riffle down, after you pull the card down like this, right there, ask them to put it back. As you ask them to put it back, I peek this card, the 2. So when they put this back and I put the 2, 2's on top now. I can cut the pack as many times as I want, yet again, but so long as I can find the 2 of clubs, I can tell that that card was the King of Clubs. So key cards are super handy, because if you, for whatever reason, they're used more in Magic than they are in anything else, but if for whatever reason you have a card that you can't see, let's cut it like that, then just use the cards you can see to figure out what that card you couldn't see was. That's what it was. That's such a neat little trick. It's a very simple principle, and that's known as having a key card or creating key cards. It is not the trick that I've shown, though, is such a super beginner level, entry level thing. Most people don't much care if that's being revealed, because being innovative, you can use that in 1,000 different performances, and if you're doing it well, it's very difficult to tell that that's what you've been doing. Okay. All right. Set that there for a minute. So the next one I said was breaks or broken, breaking or breaking the deck, broken. This one's used all the time, and this is used in everything from Magic to gambling to even cardistry has to use this very basically. And breaking is very simple. Or what's called breaking or holding a break, having a break. All of these things are, these all happen. And the way that it works is I have playing cards here. I want to keep the position of a card, so in this case the King of Spades. As I cut the pack like this, I'm going to do what's called holding a break. Now even though you can't see it, I have a break right here, whoops, on the King of Spades. Getting a one-handed break is pretty easy. If you can do the little one-handed cut I've made there, I can actually square up pretty convincingly. But if I show it to you straight head on, you can see where I've got right here a pretty good break. But if I hold it like this, you wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't really be any the wiser. So, Omega Ace, how you doing, bud? Sorry, I know I always end up streaming. It's been crazy. I don't know what the schedule is yet, so I'm tending to get so far Sundays and Mondays here and there off, but I didn't get Sunday off yesterday, so but I got today off. So I'm sorry it ends up always being towards the same time you stream. It just happens to be when it falls, but I apologize. I'll try and avoid that for the future, but I hadn't done a shuffle session in a while, so I thought maybe that would be something fun to do. I appreciate, no worries, but I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's good to see you here too. I did get to catch. I apologize, I had to lurk, but I did get to catch some of your stream, your RoboCop versus Terminator, which was really cool. It looked like it was a little bit frustrating at some points, but I have that game. I've not really played it a lot. I have that game in box for Sega Genesis, but I don't know for the life of me if it's any. I haven't really messed with it, so I didn't really know what to expect. Now I kind of want to go and mess with it. I want to play it. So. All right. All right. So holding a break though. We'll use the ace here. Beautiful ace of spade, by the way. The game kicked my. It looks like it'd be a little bit frustrating in some areas. I want to give it a shot, but it does look like it could be a little frustrating. I'm afraid sorry isn't good enough, Retro. We want a 24-hour card throwing stream. I am gonna do that. I forgot. I was supposed to do that. I'm so sorry. I will absolutely do a card throwing video though. I had forgotten about that because things got so crazy. But I do have throwing cards, and I just need to. Yeah. Let me think. Let me go get some foam. I'll try. I should hopefully have another day off at some point this week. I will at least do a little quick stream of it while I'm filming for the video for it, so you can see that. I'm gonna do that. That's because I told you I was gonna do that, and I have cards for it, and I got all the stuff for it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. 24-hour. I don't know if I can do that, but I will at least get you the card throwing. I'm gonna try to do it this week. If not, I'll do it on the very next week shuffle sesh stream. So, because I did tell you I was gonna do that. I'm so sorry. There's been a lot of stuff that's kind of not taken back burner, but it's kind of fallen by the wayside because things changed in tempo. So my apologies on that. I really do apologize. Okay. Using the ace of spades. This is really pretty ace of spades, by the way. David Blaine, ace of spades. Shuffle session number 5. How to end that annoying neighbor with just a pack of playing cards. So shuffle sessions 5, 6, and 7. One pack of playing cards. America's 52 most wanted. Versus America's 52 most wanted. We've all been busy, man. Don't worry about it. I feel bad about that because I did say there's a lot of stuff I still have to do though that is just it's been crazy this past couple of weeks actually. So, but I appreciate that though very much. All right, holding a break. Sorry. So holding a break. A lot of people use their pinkies for it. It's not a big. For sure, yeah, and I appreciate you guys for being really understanding. I really do. But I do want to make sure I get some of this stuff done because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I'll just have to, I just got to be more cognizant of that. Well, I haven't been busy. I've gone 12 rounds with COVID. I won though, I think. No, I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling better too. I really am. That's got to be nightmarish. So I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I'm so glad that you're feeling better. Doing this little cut thing. I'm finding this is really comfortable too. Having the ace here and then cutting the packets and dropping the ace off, and ace stays on top. I don't know why that's so comfortable for me. So if you look at that and you're like, that looks weird. Yeah, it's a cheaty move, and it's not really all that. It's very angle sensitive, but it happens. Some people do it. Cutting this off, and then as you cut the cards, I have this ace right here. And boom, I'm just dropping it off and cutting again. There we go. Alright. Man, I've missed this stream. So chill. I'm glad. I'm really glad. I've missed doing these. It's nice to get to come and perform and shuffle and hang out, and I mean, listen to good music if nothing else, but I always like it just being. I like performing for people. I think that's the big piece of these, but then if you guys are not interested in the performance, that's okay too. Just coming nice to talk and hang out, honestly. And I get that. The performance isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. These deal seconds like butter. Yeah, those deal like butter. Oh my goodness, those are so nice. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. These break. Holding a break here. So if I'm wanting to hold a break, in the case of my one-handed cut, I've got this ace of spade, and then if I decide to give the packet a cut like this, I can hold. I'll do it this way. This right here, and then I can cut like this, and as I cut and I square back up and I'm scooting back, I have a piece of skin effectively from my hand in here that's inside. So I can now push the pack back down together, and that skin's keeping my break, and it looks pretty normal for the most part. And then I can always, you can see that the ace isn't on top, but I can always use that to cut the pack again at a later time, and I can cut right back to this ace. AR. Did you ever stream any more KOTOR? How many more younglings did you go? I did one more episode of KOTOR. I was on Manon, and I am doing the trial of Sunry. And so I haven't killed younglings. I've been pretty evil still, but I can't remember the evil way to. Finish the trial because since you're his arbiter, since you're his attorney, you share the same fate. So if he gets put to death, you're put to death too. So I know that's not it. So I'm just trying to. I couldn't remember what it was. So I took a break to take a look at that and see what the way to do it was. I haven't streamed it since. I haven't gotten to do that yet, just because it has been so hectic. But now I'm familiar with how to do it. I got to go back and do that again for another play. When I'm doing the playthrough. Oh well. But I have been pretty evil so far. I think I've gotten like one or two choices that gave me light side points, but I did that by accident. So I'll have to go back. But I think I've almost gotten like that black cloud that comes up when you're dark sider. When you're a dark sider, rather. Stopped. I was so evil I couldn't English proper. My goodness. Okay, let me keep this here. Ace. Okay. A lot of people do pinky breaks. I was just saying, you can do this right here, and a lot of people actually just do this like this. And as they're holding the pack, this little piece of skin here where their pinky is. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's a break there. From the front, it looks pretty normal. Relatively so. Thank goodness my stream is over. Hello. Now I can go back to stuffing my face with grilled cheese sandwiches in my underwear. I mean, yeah, heck yeah. I mean, if that's the way you want to spend the day, I think that's awesome. I mean, I'd probably stream just from the waist up. The grilled cheese thing doesn't matter to me. I'd just do my stream from the waist up. That'd probably be all good. Hashtag classy behavior. Yeah. If you're happy, that's what matters. Because I've noticed that when you have people that are quote-unquote classy, they're typically not the most comfortable at that moment. They're probably stressed about something. So, at least if you're doing what makes you happy, you're happy, and that's what matters. So yeah, anyway, that's the breaking piece, though. So if you have your... that's literally what a break is. It's just keeping a piece of skin from a finger. I apologize for the second finger being extended. It's not intended to do anything except for open up so you can see what I'm doing here. So please forgive the potentially rude gesture. But it's this part right here that's broken. And you can see that. And then now what I can do is I can cut to that break when I need to. And I have my ace. So if you ever hear someone's keeping a break, holding a break, something like that, that's what that is. That's holding a break. Now that we've got that all shuffled, still the ace is on top. So now we know what the key is, and we know what the broken/break part is. So now we're jogging and stepping, and I think these are pretty equal in difficulty, and these are pretty cool at the same time too. So stepping the pack is similar to when you have a break in the pack, but it's now using the pack to create the break. So now that let's say for example, I'm keeping we'll keep this ace here, okay? And now I've come over here and I've cut the pack and I've got a break with a pinky. And now I'm just going to gently push the pack forward like this, the packet. Now from the top, from your angle, this looks pretty normal, but from the side, it's pretty wonky. You can see right here where this cut's supposed to be. This is called stepping the deck. And so it's this entire portion of the deck is pushed away from this one so that I can cut right here. And I should have cut to the ace. Another thing you can do is if the packet is stepped out like this, you can step it out like this and bring this piece back. So let me see if I can show you. So now I've got this kind of stair step thing here. And then I can actually pull the pack as I'm squaring back up like this. And I can pull this card back like this. And this looks pretty normal yet again. From here, this would just look like a slightly sloppy pack of cards. But if you look back here, you can see I've got a pretty nice little step right here, where yet again I can cut. And then once I cut, I've got that ace. So that's stepping the deck. So now we know what the key and the break and the step is. The last one, this is my favorite, is jogging. Jogging does not refer to anything fast. It simply refers to when you take a card and you step a single card out like that. So now this is what we would consider, if it's away from the body, this is what we would call out-jogged. Like that. And now this is a marker telling me that everything back here, if I put it back on top, will put me back to the ace. In jogging is the opposite, so I'm just bringing this in towards myself and doing the exact same thing. In jogging is better because I can actually, better in this case, because with this I can actually pull the packet with my thumb. All I'm going to do is I'm going to push my thumb up against this and bend it back, grab that packet and put it back on top. Omega sends this smiley face. Hey, I appreciate it. I hope that means that you're enjoying and it's just nice and chill. I hope that's the case. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So this is the jogging piece. Out jogs like this. And then I can use my fingers to push that out. grab this packet and come back. Ace is still here. In jog, like this. I can use my thumb. So when I'm doing these jogging pieces here, I'll show you. Drop 4 aces just so you can see them. For anybody, by the way, who came in a little late, I did show these off. These are a new pack. I literally just opened these on camera. These are the Black Lions by David Blaine. And these are brilliant. These are amazing in terms of how they feel. I also have the White Lions by him, which I'm going to work on breaking in. But right now, these Black Lions are my absolute favorite. Like, these are so nice. And they handle perfectly. They look great. They're very classy in their feel and in look. Just so nice. So now I have these 4 aces right here. And as I have these 4 aces put onto the top... Whoa. Try doing it nice. For sure, I also dig hearing my name every so often. Well, of course. It's funny, too, that you came on when you did. I had just said, AR had brought up about this channel being near 120 subscribers, which is no small deal, no small task. Not to me, because I don't make a subscriber, but to you guys. And an extra special thank you to, and I specifically said it, I'll say it again by name, the 4 horsemen of this channel, right? That's Omega, that's you, that's AR, that's also, you know, AR if you're still here, Thumb and Viddy. You guys you guys spent time, you know, in my stream when nobody else was. You guys helped put my name out there, you know, with your own, you know, networks of people and all this other good stuff. As I couldn't have reached, you know, 100 without you guys, let alone now almost 120. So I am remarkably grateful for all of the stuff that you guys have done, and then also just choosing to involve me in things, projects and such, having, you know, letting me be a part of that. That whether or not I get a single subscriber from that is irrelevant. Just the amount of fun that I've gotten to have meeting, meeting you guys and learning things about you and getting to kind of, you know, do these kinds of projects with you and be friends, you know, develop a friendship with you guys. I think that's amazing. It is so cool. So yes, thank you so much. It's really fantastic. Oh, also, I should let you know I am expecting to have, if I can say that, I'm expecting to have everything to you this week. And I won't offer anything more than that, if that's okay. All right. Oh, I did I was doing a demonstration. I'm sorry. I got off track for a second there, for a good reason. So no upset there. But just I was doing a thing and I messed up. There we go. Okay. So an overhand shuffle. I'm using the jog principle. So I have the 4 aces here. I put them back on top like this, and I'm using that jog principle, but I'm just doing it really quickly. Right? So I'm doing it incredibly. Yeah, I don't know how cryptic I'm meant to be on it, but I obviously I'm not going to give anything away, but I also don't know. But yes, yes, you. I'm sorry. I want to keep it remarkably hush-hush. And I understand that this typically goes up in video format for posterity, so I don't want there to be any sort of spoiler. But yeah, so as I'm doing the overhand shuffles here, these overhand shuffles, I'm just doing that same principle of in and out jogging, but very quickly. And I can do that, and that's the thing, like as I'm going through it, it looks like I'm shuffling sloppily and rapidly and all this, and that there's no way I could have, you know, any idea as to where everything is. But the truth of it is the entire time I do have complete control over all of the aces there. So like I said, it looks sloppy, and that's what's so good about it, is it looks like you have no idea what's going on. Whether it be the cut, and even if it's cutting too, that's another thing. Like jogging, using the jog principle here. And let's assume I do it like this, right? And I've got this sloppy pack of cards, and then I'm pushing these back together. Yes, sir, that's correct. Yeah, you're spot on. That's the I should have that all done. And so now I've got the cards all squared back up. The aces aren't on top. Now I'm using that break principle, and I just cut the pack like that. And as I do that, I end up with the 4 aces again. So you can use all of these in tandem with each other, just like that. Once you know, and yet again, I'm also using it in principle with a lot of false cuts and shuffles, right? So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of this. It's really, really neat. I like that a lot. It's honestly fairly simple, but yeah, these shuffles here are I'm using that principle. So when I'm doing a card track, for example, I use the ace of spades for them. Throw these other 3 aces somewhere random. Okay. That way we're not keeping track of all of them. Just like this. Whoa. Still breaking these in, so my apologies for some of the sloppiness here. Alright, so now when I do my card tracking, the one that I normally do, I use that same principle. So I have the ace, riffle down, and I'm going into the center of the pack. I'm pushing in like that, and I'm tilting back. Now I'm going to exaggerate. I'll show you the whole thing I do, the whole tracking. So as I come in, the card does go in the center. As I push over to the side like this, which creates a jog. Then I use my thumb to press in and down, which creates another jog. This jog isn't very visible because I bevel the deck, right? Which is just letting the cards kind of fall back. But if you take a look at it when it's square, I'm going to make this is way bigger than it needs to be. But I don't know if you can see, there's a pretty good little tab right there. So now what I can do from that, once the deck is beveled, this looks pretty normal. From the front, it looks normal. But I can put my thumb right there on that break, and I can cut the pack just like that. Okay, now that ace is on the bottom. Now I can cut the pack, shuffle, just being sure to drop the ace on the bottom each time, so it's still down there in the bottom. Again, ace is still on the bottom. Now I'm going to do running cuts, but I'm actually going to run until I can feel myself separate just one card, which is that ace. And I do it like that. And it looks like running cut. Ace is now on top. Now I do one more shuffle where the ace remains on top. And then I do a tap cut, which is actually a blinder false cut. And that looks like this. It's a really convincing false cut, but it's a false cut because the ace is still right here instead of where it should be right here. Now I can square the pack back up, and now I go into what I've always gone into, right? Dealing seconds. Grabbed a little air there for a second, but yeah, there's my ace. So to speed that whole routine, looks like this. Boom. And it can be mixed up. If you're not a great shuffler, if you're not a great, you're not good at that, that's okay too. You can do the exact same principle, but we can actually do it with the overhand shuffle, and that works just fine too. With the overhand shuffle, it's a little different, so I'm going to put the card in the middle, like this, so you can see it. I'm going to do that same jog right there where I normally would. So let me see if I can, because I kind of flubbed on that just a smidge. So let me try that again. Take this right here, push it in, like that. Now I've got this gigantic stair step I don't need back here, but this jog, so I'll push it into where you would probably want it, which is very, very small. Okay. Now that that happens, we can go into the cut, which is here. We can square. Ace is on the bottom. And then in this case, I'm just going to do an actual riffle shuffle, but I'm just going to keep peeling until I'm to the last card. That just brings that ace to the top now. Now to keep faking it, all I'm going to do is that same thing. I'm going to jog out, in-jog this card just a little bit. And then I'm going to keep shuffling like I normally would. Like this. Then as I come back down, I'm just going to pick up that break where that jog is, which is here. And I'm going to pick that back up. So my jog is here. I'm doing it really slowly, which is tough. Let me try and do it. So if I'm going to do it slowly, I should probably exaggerate a little more to make sure I can catch the break. So let me try and do that real quick. Okay. So I'm here. I go in, push out, create my jog. Witchcraft. I messed up. I'm still working with this new pack, so it's completely me. This is a brilliant pack of playing cards David Blaine's got here, but my goodness. So I've created this, I've created this jog here. Now as I do that, I've cut the pack. And then now I'm cutting the pack. I'm going to do my normal shuffle, and I'm just going to keep running until I get just one card, which is the ace, right? But I'm going to shuffle that like it's a packet. Now that I'm here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this, but I'm going to in-jog a card. And I'm going to exaggerate the in-jog because I'm doing it slowly. So there's my exaggerated in-jog. And now I'm just going to shuffle the rest of the pack as if it's normal. As I come back down with this last one, I'm going to grab everything after my jog there and bring it back up and then drop it on top. And that puts my ace right back on top. So to speed, it looks a little bit more like this. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on. I'll get this broken in, and one day I won't be so awful at it. But and being sloppy with the pack, by the way, like this is no problem. There's that ace, though. I did keep it. So yeah, that's what that looks like. It's just keeping track, and you can do that with the entire packet of aces if you want. You've got that ace. You're just doing these jogs, and everything looks sloppy. But as you're doing it, you're just keeping track of everything. Out jogs, in jogs. Like it looks like I'm shuffling pretty comfortably, and for the most part I am. But I'm keeping that ace the whole time. So that's the thing, getting comfortable. How would you define breaking in cards? Oh yeah, so that's a good question. So breaking in cards, when you get a pack of playing cards from, especially when they're brand spanking new, do they get more flexible with every shuffle? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So when you get a new pack of playing cards, when you go to a playing card facility, right? When they are in there, they're in a very temperature controlled environment. The fabric breaks apart, or kind of a little bit. So anyway, the biggest break-ins that I can tell on most playing cards, especially ones that are printed by USPCC, like these are, when you get a deck of playing cards, they come from a very temperature controlled environment, which is very specifically because of papers and prints and inks and all that. They have to stay very temperature controlled. Yeah. When you start bringing them out into areas that are more humid or anywhere outside of that temperature control, the deck gets this kind of nasty, what we call a click or snap, right? So you might be able to see it. I see here where I can push, and the deck is kind of, it's very subtle to see, but you can see it's got kind of a clickiness to it, and that's a very undesirable trait, because if the pack is clicked in one direction, your shuffles, your cuts, everything that you're doing may be in the opposite direction, and so that's one of the most uncomfortable things, is to have that pack of playing cards do that on you. And USPCC cards do, no matter how quality they are, they start out like that. So breaking in the pack of cards does two things. Firstly, it adds a little bit, and this is going to sound a little gross, but it adds a little bit of the dead skin of your hands to the pack, and that's going to create a little bit of it's going to actually create a little bit of a grip to the cards, so that they're not completely slipping all over the place. Watch this. I mean, this is a pack of playing cards. This is a super slippery pack of playing cards. So that's going to create a little bit of grip. The next thing is you're going to work down so that the cards stop that click. They don't have that stiff spine anymore, and they are, like you said, more flexible. When you bend the cards, they bend either which way. They don't stay stuck in any specific position. They just bend with you. And then the last thing is, depending on where you get the cards cut, there are typically rough edges on them, right? Some cards have rougher edges than others, and so you're going to wear those down so that these edges become very nice and smooth and much more comfortable to the grip, because those rough edges will cause you, if you're catching single card breaks, to sometimes catch 2 or 3 cards. So maybe I want something like right here, I'm holding a joker and I pick that up, but the edges are rough, and I caught 3 cards instead of just 1 or 2, right? That happens all the time. Now, sometimes you want to catch 2, right? Like in the case of this queen here. If I wanted to catch 2 and deal 1, you can see my hand here. Like that. I'm using Tenkai, of course, but if I wanted to do that, then I might want to catch 2. But most of the time, you want to be able to have precision within each individual card. So that the definition, typically when you can see a card is broken in, is A, when it doesn't have the stiff spine, B, when the edges feel smooth, and C, when you're noticing the cards slip, but they don't look like they could potentially be a slime, like a jiggling like a slime. Wow, there's so much to it. I didn't expect this level of detail. Oh, I didn't mean to over-explain too. If I did, my apologies. But there's just so much that goes into this kind of art and craft that a lot of people, don't know or don't care to know, and that's okay too. But like in a lot of these cases, people are, hey, a deck of cards is a deck of cards, and you can either use them or you can't, and that's not really the whole truth. Like, these cards right here are great. These handle and feel so good compared to, I'll bring these out. This is another David Blaine deck here. These are the VIPs. And these 2 packs of cards, whoops. Not at all. Okay, well, I don't want it to be boring. These 2 packs of cards are both David Blaine packs of cards. These are printed, these are the Skull and Bone VIPs from David Blaine. And these are printed on Expert Playing Cards Card Company's Expert stock. These are David Blaine's Black Lions. And these are printed on David Blaine's own special casino-style USPCC stock. So casino stock is typically a very thick and long-lasting stock. You have crushed stocks, which are thinner than normal. You have standard stocks, which are known as retail stocks. That's when you buy a pack of bicycles at the store, that's probably what you have. Then you have double crushed, and in the case of Dan and Dave Buck cards, you have triple crushed, which are super thin. So I've used the cohorts on this channel before. That's a crushed stock. That's an E7 Cardamundi stock, a very thin stock. I also used the Daniel Madison cards. I think I used the Hellions. I may not have. And the Hellions are a thick stock. Those are called Cardamundis B9. So all of those feel very different. They handle very different. So I'm going to go ahead and put these up real quick, and I'm going to try and do some stuff with these. So these right here, when you hold them in the hand, are very, very stiff. They feel good, but they're very stiff. They feel much more, they feel much smoother. There's less of a texture on them. But they also feel much less they don't feel as pliant, I suppose. Or pliable, rather, I should say, than these here. So these feel very soft, but also with a firm spine to them. These feel very stiff all the way through, but they feel like that there's a grip to them. The edges are incredibly smooth, so that feels really good. This one, the edges are a little bit jagged, so I can feel where the blades cut them. So I've got to work those down a little bit by just shuffling and playing and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. And that's fine. That's part of the pleasure of messing with a pack of cards, but I'll put these up. So these cards are going to be infinitely better once I've gotten these worn in because of the nature of them. These are going to be way better for shuffles, riffle shuffles, springs, things like that, because they're what we'd call a soft pack. They just need some breaking in. This is a much harder pack, and so because this is a harder pack, the texture of it's not really as good for the fans. Like the fans decently even. It shuffles fine, but it's a little stiff. Instead of that, I would probably want to use this one for cuts and packet flips. Oh, if I could do it right. So for example, in this case, right, we've got these little cuts and packet flips and things we can do. And this pack of cards is going to be a lot more geared towards that. So because they stay in a packet much more easily than, well, kind of. Let's bend them this way a little bit. There we go. Let's try that again. So you can actually see that these stay in a packet much more easily and much more readily than these other ones do. So different decks do different things. Not every deck is a good deck. Not every deck's a bad deck. You can technically do just about any of these things. Whoops, sorry about that. You can technically do just about any of these tricks I'm doing with any pack of cards. However, you'll find that there are cards that are much better for doing those types of tricks. So in this case, for example, like I said, these are going to be better for packet flips and cardistry probably. And then these right here are going to be better for gambling demonstrations, magic tricks, that kind of thing. And then this deck right here that I'm using, the White Lions, are going to be very similar to this, same stocks, just different look, right? Yeah, these are brilliant packs of cards, though. All of them are great. I believe Expert Playing Card Company is out of, I think they're in Japan. So these feel very different than what you would expect here. And then we have, I have ones that are called, and I'll show them off at some point, called Alloy. And those are printed out of a place called Gambler's Warehouse in Dallas, Texas. And those are very thick stock. I mean, those are very substantial. So lots and lots of... I just realized you were using your Retro Room channel. Will these be your Mechanos Cards channel? Yes, they will be. Sorry about that. I may have made a mention. I gotta head out. Great stream. Speak to you soon about the channel. Have a good night. Okay, AR. Well, hey, I appreciate you for dropping in. You have a great night as well. Yeah. So, Omega, I don't know if I explained it or not. In order to do all the fancy streaming stuff straight from my Mechanos card stuff, it was going to make me repurchase some of the assets that I had purchased specifically for streaming. And so I will likely stream them here if that's all right with everybody, and then I will upload them to Mechanos Cards once they've processed. They'll be there available for everybody to watch, and then I'll remove them from the Retro Room. But since I had already bought a bunch of stuff for streaming purposes that's exclusively for the Retro Room, I didn't want to have to buy it again. It may sound cheap, but that was why I did it. I didn't. It just, yeah. Because with the Streamlabs, I have it's not Pro, but the the paid version of Streamlabs, I guess. And when you do it, you log into the actual channel. It doesn't just give you a username and a password. And so when I would log into Mechanos Cards, the cards channel, it would tell me, oh, you've got you don't have the pro stuff. You don't have, for example, Pretzel Music, which I pay for as well. And so all of my royalty-free music would go away, and my theme would go away. I'd have to build a new theme and all that. So I was like, well, I'll just do these streams here. Everybody gets nice high quality, a nice high quality stream, and then I can, you know, I can upload them to Mechanis cards with very little fuss. So oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So yeah, you can see the yeah, you can kind of see like these. I can't explain how different these feel. There's a channel on YouTube called Magic Orthodoxy, and Magic Orthodoxy, he does this thing. He says feel is subjective. So the only thing he does to tell you what happens or how it might feel is measure 10 cards in a caliper, and I think that's a decent measure. But I do think it's still, I can't tell you what feels good and I can't tell you what feels bad, but I think that we can all kind of universally agree on if you touch a cactus, it feels pokey and scratchy. I don't think very many people look at that and go, oh yeah, the pain of a cactus is completely the way I'd like to spend a Friday evening, right? We know that hot is hot, we know cold is cold, smooth is smooth, rough is rough, those kinds of things. So I'm not maybe as hesitant as he is to describe how a pack of cards feels. So yet again, but still take it with a grain of salt if that's all right. These are the cards themselves. Like, these are really nice and very stiff, and they're really smooth. They have this very smooth, very little. It's almost like a smooth finish card, like you would see in a Maverick, but it's not. You can feel very small micro textures in it. They're just very small. On this, if I run my hands over one of these cards, I can absolutely feel the textures. It feels really good. This feels like a bicycle card times, but a luxury bicycle card. Like, this is just so nice. The textures are so much easier to feel, and at the same time it's still decently smooth. I'll use the David Blaine card here. But yeah, just a really, really... see if I can do it. Focus. There we go. And then back down. How brilliant is that? How cool is that? But anyway, yeah. Just a good feeling card. I have a guess for this one. And I don't imagine I'll use it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it here, but I have a guess for this one. So, I think if I take this card here, let's see. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I can kind of see the text. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just, you can feel it's so nice. Like, these are so good. I've tried so many packs of playing cards, and it's just, let's do this. It's like, these are just super nice. David Blaine cards, though. Like I said, the white lions, the black lions, and the skull and crossbone, the VIP skull and crossbone. I want to see if I can. I want to test a theory here. He sent this card with it as well, so I want to test a theory here. And see if I am correct, because it's a very odd card to have in a pack like this. This, we're going to go ahead and just perforate it there like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and also perforate this way, because I do want to see if this is what I think it is, if you guys will bear with me. But yeah, you can feel the texture. It's very difficult too also to Two also, that was a little redundant, I apologize. But it's a little bit difficult also to describe the feel too, because a lot of people don't really, they don't spend a lot of time with the playing cards, feeling them. They spend time playing with them, but they're not, at that time they're focused, understandably, on the game. And for me, I'm a very big fan of the feel of cards, because 90% of the time I'm either focused on the performance or I'm unconsciously practicing. So it's all about the feeling of the pack at that point. Being able to talk while you're shuffling a pack of cards, you're focused on the feeling, because you're not having to think about how the card should operate. You're thinking on the next thing you're supposed to be saying. The card is operating. So really quickly, before I do what I'm going to do with that, as I'm speaking with you, I'm not thinking about what the card should be doing next. I'm feeling, both with muscle memory and also with the cards themselves, and I can tell, oh, this is a really good pack of cards, right? This feels like what a packet of cards should feel like. However, I'm also very cognizant of the fact that when I start doing something like a fan, that's a really ugly fan. That's a very clumpy, very ugly fan. So those are the times. So it's and then I can dive deeper into why those are why that's the case with a lot of them. So that's it's interesting when you start comparing what cards should feel like to you, or should feel like to someone else. It's a really interesting piece, I think. All right, so I'm going to just see if this will tear, as I hope it will, down the little perforated edge here, and see if this will do, because you can see what this card looks like this. It's kind of abstract-y looking, I think, but I feel like if I take the cards and I tear them along the weak edge here, as I'm doing now, okay, now I have a neat little bend and break here. Let's try from this side. Tearing cards also is a little unpleasant for me. Some of these packs of cards are so cool, but I just don't feel like I can get the full effect out of this one unless I do give it a tear. It's so sad, because I see the work that was put in, but I feel like that this card is supposed to be torn. And I feel like once I put it together, I can confirm that. So here we have 2 quarters. And 2 quarters. And so if you put the card together the way we had it, it's a little, like I said, it's a little abstract. It looks like that. But I think the card was supposed to have been put together differently. I think it was supposed to have been put together maybe like this. And I think now the image isn't so abstract. I think that is super, super cool to put in. So I really, really like that. So yeah, sorry for taking a while to tear that, but hopefully you were able to bear with me, and this looked really cool, and this was a neat little kind of hideaway thing. I think this is really, really cool. I think this is really cool. So yeah, it's a big bird, and there's a little one right there. So all these little secret pieces that happen, I think that's really, really cool how they do those. How he puts those kinds of little special extras into it. I think that's really cool. One of the biggest things for me, maybe set my headphones up here, is getting these little Easter eggs, right? I think that getting little Easter eggs to do a magic trick, or to do a whatever it might be. I think that's always the extra fun. Figuring out how you want to do these tricks. Like, what am I going to do with these? All right? I have... Whoa! No, I'm glad you showed me. Oh, cool. But you know, what am I going to do with these, right? There's no magic that can be done. Well, not no magic. But you understand. Yeah, I like these little Easter eggs though. So let's see here. Yeah, so these feel different. These feel good. They're not perfect, but these are a lot more broken in also than the other ones are. And the seconds deal pretty well. That was pretty ugly right there, that second, but and yeah, these are nice. And so these ones also have their own little the thing is a little weird. Their jokers are a little weird. For example, I think I don't think they're meant to go together, but this is the joker there. Right there. I was going to bring up a popular card game in Mexico for a topic of conversation. I couldn't remember the name, so I looked it up. As it turns out, there are multiple card games out there that use different styles of cards with different names. Huh. I would be interested to see and potentially use a pack of cards from there to see if I could do anything cool with those, because card cheating is... A lot of people know poker and blackjack. That's the common. But ultimately, you don't have to... I mean, you can do it with any card, right? I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference what the cards are. I would love to see that. I've done stuff with like tarot cards. The cards also look similar in color and style, which basically means I have no idea which game it is anymore. That's okay. I understand. Let's see here. I got a message there real quick. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, everything's good. So yeah, we have... I would love to give it a shot. I'd love to see which game it is and then give it a try and see what happens. I'll try and do that again. Try and trade those again. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I would be interested in trying different cheaty techniques for things like that. I think that'd be really cool. 7. See if I can do that again. I'm gonna try to one of the ones. I'll send you some links. Yeah, absolutely. Please do. See if I can do a better job of that. So I have the pack. See if these are good for that. I'm not sure if these are perfect for that. It's kind of good, I guess. I don't know if it's perfect for that, but I don't know if you saw that it changed the color of it. I'll try it again. They look like poker cards, but a Spanish-European zest to them. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. I would definitely be interested to see that. I don't know. It is described as a rummy style. Okay. Let's see if I can do that. It's hard to do that perfect. You have to lap. Yeah, I would definitely be interested to see to give that a shot, see what it would do, or what I could do with that. Almost. It's called Conquian, or I thought it was colonial, but colonel. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. That eidetic change is difficult there. I'm trying to do a good eidetic change, but it's a little wonky there, so I'm trying real hard. I'll definitely take a look at that, because I'd love to see what those look like, and also how it plays. It's really hard to do. I'm trying to do an eidetic change here. So I have see if I can do this. Queen here. Set her there, and then I take my hand and I do a brushing, but it's not good. I don't like that eidetic change. So yeah, I would let me see if I can. Let me take a peek at that real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Conquin. Oh, okay, I see. And I see, okay, I see how it works. And it looks like that the cards, I may actually have a pack of cards very similar to that, honestly. I'll take a look. I do think I have a pack of cards. It's showing, a hand of 10 Spanish suited cards. I think I might actually have a pack of those, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, I do think so yeah, I'll try and see if I do. I'm pretty sure I do, but if I don't, I'll double check. But yeah, I think I do, and I might try something with those. A buddy of mine, I want to say, picked them up for me from Rome when he was in Rome. Which I know that's not necessarily Italian, but I believe he was going through on a European tour, and I think I know he picked me up a pack of playing cards from Rome, and then I think he picked me up a small, because it said this is a 40 card pack. I think that's the case, so I'll have to go looking for them. I think they may actually be in a box in the trunk of my car. But I'll go do that, and I'll see if I can do something with them. So hopefully the next time I come back, I can do the card throwing, and I can do the showing that off. But what I do think I will do right now, I think I've kind of gone through a couple of them. I've done the opening, the deck opening, a couple of moves. I've covered the 4 moves I was wanting to cover, done a couple of other things, gotten to spend a good amount of time talking with everybody. The cards look so unique. Yeah, I think that they follow the I think they kind of go back to the European well, not even that, the Asian beginning almost of playing cards. I think playing cards have been around since about 9th, 10th century, China, and they were kind of these ovoid shapes, and then they had clubs were actually clubs instead of the little puppy dog feet looking things, and cups, swords, shields, stuff like that. Staves, I think, were at a point in time. So there's almost always been 4 suits. Then they did, of course, we do it differently. Tarot decks, I think, follow that same suit, though. It's the original cards that you would have, and then it's like 27 or something arcana, major arcana. But then the other ones are still just kind of like regular cards. You've got, up to the knave instead of the jack, or knave, king, queen of that suit. So it's about the same. I think they don't do any sort of arcana or anything, and I don't think they did like jack, king, queen. I think they did like, I can't remember, it's just 1 through 10. 4 suits, 1 through 10. But yeah, I'll definitely grab and see if I have them. But yeah, they used to have this kind of oval-shaped card, and then they moved on to square cards. And of course, America, and well, I would say America, I think when they moved over to Europe and England and the English territories, got a hold of them, then it started to be, oh well, we're going to keep the king, queen, jack, or the knave, queen, jack, and then we're going to do 52 cards. We're going to find a way to make it 52 cards, because there are 52 weeks in a year, and so there's a lot of different stuff. But it's really, really cool. Yeah, I will look for them, and if I do have them, I'll show them off and see if I can do something fun with them. I think that'd be a really cool. Thank you for the idea. That's a great idea. I really appreciate you, Omega. But if it's all right with you guys, I have gotten to demonstrate everything. I hope you guys have had a great time. I've had a great time performing for you, teaching some basic concepts. Hopefully that were fun. Getting to show off a really cool deck of playing cards. And like I said, most importantly, getting to spend time talking with some great friends, and I think that's really awesome. I mean, I love performing, but I also love getting to talk with you guys. You guys are awesome, and it's nice to just get to have conversations with you as well, whatever form that may be. But if it's all right with you guys, I think I'm going to call the stream here, and get back to getting to spend some of the day off with my lovely wife, and get to spend some time with my daughter as well. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If I don't see you, I'm going to try and do something else, hopefully on the other day off. But hopefully you guys have a wonderful week, wonderful day. Omega, I will be in contact with you within the week with some cool stuff. Thanks for the chat. Hey, thank you for coming in. And but yeah, we'll see you guys a little later. Let me get things ready to move over. And let's do it this way, like that. And yeah, we'll see you guys a little later. Thanks so much.